What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me once again. This is episode number 726. Episode number 726 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And boy, do we have a lot of things to discuss today. Now, I know that I said on the last broadcast that that was possibly going to be my last broadcast, all right? A lot of folks convinced me on the last broadcast to just take a break, which I have done. And I just watched the dominoes fall when it came to this Maga post-election situation. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. And I want to say right off the bat, cheers to Duke Orville with a $50 Rumble rant saying, "Sup, Ghost? At work but listening." Well, cheers, baby, cheers to once again Duke Orville starting off this True Capitalist Radio episode number 726. Good God, has there actually been that many True Capitalist Radio shows? Anyway, man, thank you very much once again. Cheers to you, Duke Orville, and I hope you're having yourself a pretty good Monday. And Belligerent Brian with a Rumble rant. Welcome back to TCR. Ghost will never be defeated. Yeah, I know what you mean by that, all right? And yeah, Mudraking Monday, according to Devious Day. And Tesla Cyberheart live from Weenie Hut Jr. I know what you mean by that, you piece of crap. And trolling the interwebs, Twitter shout-outs. Well, cheers to trolling the interwebs. We don't do Twitter shout-outs because we're on different streams here. We're on streams like on YouTube and other sites that would otherwise strike some of the things that are being suggested as a name when it comes to Twitter shout-outs, all right? So here, hey, cheers to you, trolling the interwebs, and thank you for chilling with us, and I appreciate you once again. All right, look, let's just run through the markets here. Because right now, what we're witnessing is the post-election realization of what the hell is about to happen in the transition, no pun intended, to the Maga administration. Now, right after the election, you had a lot of people buying into the stock market, optimism, but then the reality set in once we started seeing what type of people that Trump was electing to the cabinet. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself. All right, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. And five-figure prostate punch, I hit 20% rise on stellar stock, netted just under 23. Well, cheers to you. And X the Canadian dude over than years broadcast. I don't know what the hell that means. Anyway, put the PC shot on, all right? All right, take a look at this. We've got the market right now in somewhat of a topsy-turvy situation. All right, all that post-election bump has been eliminated, and now investors are starting to come to the realization of what the hell's going on here. And cheers to DeChario. I'll get to your buy me a coffee in just a second. And cheers to Blade the Stelron Hunter, who is at work. Thank you very much, man. Cheers for the Rumble rant. And the one big news, what is it? Feliz Lunes, Mr. Fat Viva Mexico. Yeah, all right, great. Thank you. Either way, the big one, noob. All right, once again, all that post-election hype that all these buyers were in the stock market buying, they're starting to come to the realization. All right, some of these picks have now spooked the market, no pun intended, and one of which is the lack of a Secretary of Treasury. Now, there's a lot of speculation about the Secretary of Treasury. I'll get to that in a minute, but that's why we're seeing a little bit of a topsy-turvy situation in the market. Take a look at the Dow right now. It is down 0.13%. Current average of the Dow Jones Industrial is at 43,389.60 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. The S&P 500 is up modestly. It is up 0.39%. S&P currently at 5,893.62 points. And we've also got the NASDAQ. It is also up modestly, 0.60%. Current average for the NASDAQ is 18,791.81 points for the NASDAQ composite. Gold is starting to level off a little bit because we certainly do not know what the hell is about to happen a lot of uncertainty, but we are up today on gold. It is up 1.75%. Current price to gold today is $2,615.80 per troy ounce of gold. And oil, what did I tell you guys about oil a couple of weeks ago? I said OPEC was going to start upping the production to punish other OPEC nations that were not obliging by Saudi Arabian's rules. And as a result, this is what you're seeing. Take a look at oil right now. Even though it's up 3.25% today, WTI sweet crude barrel is at $69.20 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. So once again, prognosticator when it comes to the oil situation. And urinator, listen, I'm not acknowledging your Rumble rant. You're a gay sexual harasser, and I'm tired of it, all right? I'm sincerely tired of it. Hey, hold on, let's get to this Buy Me a Coffee from Jatario. How's NoFap November treating you, Ghost? Hopefully Kits doesn't send me any more pictures so I can get through it. Are you kidding me? Remember, we all get one free pass. All right, well, thank you for enlightening us about that, Jatario. And since I'm here, I do want to say, if you like what you hear on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast,
I'd buy that
consider becoming a True Capitalist Radio member. Once again, if you are a $25 member, I will send you both cards because we're sending out the second card. Every member gets an exclusive trading card with it's pretty nice. Ask anybody who's a member. The second one goes out today. If you do a 25 member, I will give you last month's and this month's, FYI. And hold on, Jay Money, I wish Chase Oliver won the election. All right, I don't even know what to acknowledge about that. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about crypto slightly, because didn't crypto take a bump? And I said, if you go back into the archive here in the past several months, I've been saying, look for a bottom. There's a bottom happening here on crypto, and you dumb trolls thought, he's talking about bottoms, like a power bottom, like a gay bottom, instead of actually listening to what I said. Because if you would have listened, like many of the people in the True Capitalist Radio member chat, by the way, did, you'd be reaping some major profits here, okay? Take a look at crypto. Bitcoin right now is at $91,000, all right? $91,700. All right. Now, why is this happening? Because we all know that, at least on the campaign trail in 2024, Donald Trump was very pro-crypto. He pandered to it nicely. Now, if you are a part of the True Capitalist Radio member chat, and I also alluded to it on here, that everybody should maybe entertain looking at Cardano. Now, if you were a part of the True Capitalist Radio member chat, you know that I've been suggesting to take a look at Cardano here in the past couple of months, going back into September. And if you would have listened, which many people did, take a look at that unbelievable rise. Take a look at that. It was at 30 cents here in late September, and I told everybody to keep an eye on this thing. And look, little did I know that the creator of Cardano is actually in the ear of Trump, basically influencing what crypto policy is going to be with the administration. And as I've stated, regardless of what the policy is going to be, it's always going to be centralization. And this is why Cardano has taken off. And people that got into it in the True Capitalist Radio member chat, cheers to you. And I'm glad that you guys are profiting generously, because as I told the True Capitalist Radio member chat, that look, this is the kind of investment where you go in with a low amount of money. It was 30 cents per Cardano. So you could get in on this thing with not very much money. And look, I don't think 75 cents is the top on this. I mean, the all-time high was a little over $2. And since the guy who created Cardano is in the ear of Donald Trump when it comes to policy, it almost looks like, this might be the favorite. If not, also, there's also reports of Ripple being a favorite. And if you take a look into the crypto scene, the creator of Cardano has actually given out an olive branch to the XRP people, which is Ripple, in order to kind of become partners. So a lot of things emerging right now in crypto. And let me tell you, the whole reason behind it, and I know Tesla Cyberheart, I thought you said crypto was dead. It's not dead because we keep it alive. All right, people keep buying this digital crap, and now that we have an administration that's going to have to pander to it because it, kind of helped them win the election, it's a wait-and-see attitude when it comes to what crypto is going to emerge to be. And as I stated, I think it's going to be a consolidated, centralized platform. I do not believe it's going to be decentralized, which was the whole concept of crypto to begin with. So I think that if you were going to entertain any kind of entrance, if you haven't done so already, back into crypto, I would entertain more centralized cryptocurrencies like Cardano, XRP, and you take a look at those. And I hate to say anything that fucking Elon Musk, has a hair up his ass to start promoting. I don't know if y'all saw Dogecoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin is now at 37 cents. All right. Now, all-time highs. I'm not saying this is a good idea, but lest we forget, we live in a very fucked up tart America in which people are purchasing things just because they feel good. And if somebody suggests it as well, somebody as big as Elon Musk, this is why you're seeing this big bump in crypto. It's the administration. It's the absolute administration. And we got five-finger prostate punch. My card hasn't turned up yet. What are you talking about, man? I'll get to you at the True Capitalist Radio member chat. And we got Blade the Stellron Hunter currently holding Cardano. If they do a deal with XRP, definitely can see this shit going to $1 to $2 by the end of the year. I think it may hit that a little bit sooner than that, just based on speculation. Remember, this is a very speculative market. And F you, Kirk Johnson. I know what you mean by that. All right, fuck your Rumble rant. Excuse my French. All right, these guys are, being a little bit of jerks, if you want my personal opinion. And we've got Ghost's #1 fan. Hey, dude, fuck, I'm not acknowledging that. What do you prefer I call you? I'm fine with it. I hope you're okay with me calling you by your first name as a way to hopefully become closer to you. Ghost's #1 fan, by the way. I'm glad you brought back TCR. I don't know what horrible things I would have done without your real talk. Love you, really. Yeah, see you soon. Yeah, great. And Devious Dave, invest in ammo I bought during the Trump administration, doubled and priced during the Biden administration. Well, that shouldn't be true, Devious Dave. We should be seeing a little bit of downturn in ammo and in gun prices because this is supposed to be a pro-Second Amendment administration, which I'm very suspect of, all right? And Belligerent Brian, biggest mistake I ever made was selling off Doge to buy my girlfriend a birthday present. Hey, it happens, dude. I mean, if you're still with her, then maybe it wasn't a bad investment, all right? All right, I'm just looking at it like that, all right? Now, before we get into the political ramifications of our domestic issues in America, I do want to highlight, now that we're transitioning from finance into domestic news, that all of a sudden, we're starting to get monkeypox once again coming out of nowhere. Now, for you folks that have been listening to me on True Capitalist Radio for a while, I actually had a Spotify podcast in which I highlight this being the next pandemic. And if you want to take a look at that, go to ghost.report. That is my official website. And it is a True Capitalist Radio episode called Discourse on Virus Patents. Discourse on Virus Patents. But once again, be on the lookout for this. All right? Once again, I'm not saying anything, but monkeypox has hung around, no pun intended, for a while now. All right? All right. With that being said, let's talk a little bit about politics. I didn't really get to it on the last broadcast, but before we start talking about Trump and Maga, let's talk about what the fuck the Democrats did wrong. All right? And I'll tell you right now, there's a whole bunch of things that they did wrong. The first thing that they did was try to deny the economic progress and success in the Biden administration. Now, I know many of you are going to disagree with that because, I don't know, you got to pay more for steaks or some shit. You got to pay more for your chicken tendies. But I can tell you I've lived a long time in America, and today, I mean, especially during the Biden administration, it was an easy time in able to get employed, in order to get money, the gig economy, the whole 9 yards. And unfortunately, they caved in to the Trump administration's argument that inflation was a big part of the economy of Biden, and they fell for it. And moreover, the progressives that were a part of the Democrats also pressured and intimidated the centrist Democrats that would have otherwise, kind of rode the Biden economy. Now, I know there's a lot of people saying, oh, what are you talking about? The economy sucks. Let me tell you, it's going to get a lot worse, but I don't want to get ahead of myself, okay? I'm just trying to highlight what I think the Democrats did wrong. All right, first and foremost, they fell for the trap that Trump gave, or their campaign gave, that, this was a inflation-based economy. It's a horrible economy and that sort of thing. All right. Second thing I think that has happened is identity politics. All right. This election that was won single-handedly, not just by Trump, but the Republicans, hands down, was a complete revolt against identity politics and the Democratic Party's use of it. They ran to that well way too often. I mean, hell, even Uncle Bernie Sanders agrees with me. Take a look at this. Hey, you know what you did, Democrats? What you did is you held on too long for identity politics. You should have been like me. I'm a class warfare guy. You should have talked a little bit more about the poor in America. You should have a little bit of talked about that. But no, the Democrats, ever since Obama, which I think is the worst president that we've ever had in American history. I mean, as I've alluded to many times, Obama single-handedly put more than half of America on welfare. So I'll tell you right now, this is where the Democrats went wrong, and they're in shambles right now. The Democrats are in complete shambles. They have no idea what to do. They have no idea who to blame. Take a look at this. No time to pull punches. Is a civil war on the horizon in the Democratic Party? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that what's happening here, and I said that this was going to happen to either party, right, at the beginning of this whole election cycle, that, whoever loses was going to go through a complete renewal. And that's what's happening to the Democrats right now. And let me tell you, a lot of Democrats are not taking this loss very happily, all right? As a matter of fact, you don't hear them being in such opposition anymore. It's almost like it's like the person in the last stage of AIDS. They've succumbed to the fact that they're about to die. And right now, I think that if there's any Democrats, I would say centrist Democrats, because progressives, identity politics, it's gone. It's over. Now there needs to be new ideas by young people who happen to be Democrats in order to offset this absolute repudiation of identity politics that was represented by the vote in the 2024 election cycle. So this is why I think that the Democrats are on a state of renewal. I do not believe that they're going to continue to pander to progressives at this point in time. You even got AOC loosening up her little progressive tune, and they know it. They know it. They're back to the drawing board, and it's going to be interesting how the hell the Democrats are going to be able to come back, at least in the next 2 years around the midterm, and how they're going to gain any kind of success. All right, so identity politics, them denying that this was a decent economy. I wouldn't say it's the greatest, but it wasn't bad. All right, another thing that I think that ruined the Democrats' chances, period, is running to the star well too much. I mean, this star fucking emphasis, excuse my French, star fuckers. Take a look at this. Dozens of stars backed Harris's campaign, yet she lost. Is this the era of celebrity endorsements? Is it over? It absolutely is over. Because, I mean, just because now, all right, let me tell you what's happening. People have already done this before. People have already been influenced by their favorite pop singer or their favorite athlete or their favorite talk show host, and it's led them astray politically. And they've probably done this for several cycles, and at this point in time, they've had it. And especially how Kamala Harris even took the position of being the nominee for the DNC for president, that also was something that stuck in the craw with everybody. So this is legitimately the end of the old style of political campaigning, political style, political strategy of the Democrats. They are completely in shambles. And Tesla Cyberheart with a Rumble rant agreed America hasn't been the same since Barry screwed things up for everybody. That's an understatement, but yeah, cheers to that statement. And Kitts doesn't flip, and yet these Kamala shills are acting like MAGA baguettes. They claim to hate because they're screaming and crying how my rigged election. I don't think it was a rigged election. Believe me, I think that this was just America finally saying we've had enough, and we've had enough for the reasons that I'm mentioning here on why the Democrats lost. Identity politics, denying that this was a fairly decent economy, trying to go to the star well too much, all right? And, let's not put too much emphasis on the Democrats here. Also, misappropriation of funds. I don't know if y'all read about this, but Kamala Harris raised more than $1 billion. And by the way, she's still sending appeal to donors even after the defeat because reports are coming out that she's in debt. Like her campaign is in debt. Campaign staffers are not getting paid. So misallocation of funds. It makes you think, what the fuck did the Kamala Harris campaign spend all that money on? I mean, did they pay all those celebrity pricks? I mean, there was allegations that they were trying to pay social media influencers and that sort of thing. It didn't work. It absolutely didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is because Kamala really didn't have any ideas. Same with Trump. Trump didn't really have much ideas either, but I don't want to get too far ahead. I'm just trying to suggest that this is why the Democrats completely lost. It wasn't a half-ass loss. It was a complete fucking loss. Complete loss. So where did all this more than $1 billion go? Misallocation of political funds. All right, and last but not least, dare I say, Tim Walz as a vice presidential candidate. This fucking goof. All right, they should have chose Josh Shapiro. All right, because he would have at least been a little bit of an articulate voice within that campaign to be able to articulate certain grievances or articulate certain criticisms on the other side. Obviously, Kamala Harris, when it comes to explaining anything without having homework or, potentially a bug in her ear, she's word salad all day long. I mean, it's like super salad. She's all over the place. And Tim Walz was certainly not the voice to be able to counteract Kamala Harris's lack of appeal when it comes to her oration. So, Tim Walz, aside from him being a weirdo creep, all right, bringing out this kid like this, I thought this was horrible. Bringing out this kid who looks like Helmet Boy, overacting with all due respect. He even yanked the kid's, arm when he started overacting a little bit. All this doesn't appeal anymore to people. All right? This kind of heartstring bullshit doesn't appeal to anybody anymore. And this guy was a horrible candidate with a horrible track record. His ties to China. He's a creepy ass teacher. He's a little bit effeminate, which was bizarre because typically you don't want to see an old queen. At least in my opinion. So, this was yet another fault on the Democrats. All right. So I hope the Democrats recognize that they done goofed. Now, unfortunately, like I said, most people are kind of taking this loss. I'm talking to the Democrats, and they're taking it and they're kind of being silent about it. Like I said, they're at late stage age. They've already succumbed to the fact that they're about to die. All right. But fucking liberal dumbass women. Look, I'm not going to pay for the paywall, but did you see this off the Telegraph? Take a look at this. Liberal women are going on a sex strike over Trump win. Aside from going on a sex strike, I don't know if you've been seeing this. I certainly didn't want to show these bitches off, but they're shaving their heads as well. They're shaving their heads like that's going to make a difference. And wait a minute, a franchise. Hi, Ghost. It's been a while. Nuke television. All right, yeah. I don't condone what the hell that idiot just said. And we got trolling the interwebs. Plus, Tim Walz has a giant mouth. I think he could fit at least 4 schlongs in it at once, maybe 5. Well, I don't know about that. But thank you, trolling the interwebs with a rumble rant. But once again, this is how liberal women are reacting. Instead of being like, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. What did we do wrong? I mean, how the hell did the country believe in Trump? How did they? First of all, because both sides had no ideas. All right? Both sides had no fucking ideas whatsoever. And the only thing that Trump had was the border issue and his simping for Russia, which I don't know to this day why he continues to do so. And Tesla Cyberheart, these women weren't going to fuck us regardless. Hashtag incel right. Oh, that's great. But anyway, since we're talking about Trump, let's go ahead and talk about it, all right? Now, at first, when everybody saw that Trump won, I saw all these tards all over the internet like, yay, we won! We won! What the fuck did you people win? It'd be one thing if he was advocating actual policies that were going to help America. He hasn't promised anything. As a matter of fact, he's thrown shit at a wall to see what sticks. All right, take a look at this. Trump won, the celebration started, then the trouble began. Then the trouble began. And what trouble are we talking about? Well, you know something, folks? I think that Trump had an opportunity here, given the landslide win by the Republicans in the 2024 cycle. He had an opportunity and the political capital necessary to be able to transition into a government that can be credible and could potentially achieve a lot of what is alleged by the Democrats, which is this 2025 agenda. Now, unfortunately, folks, he didn't take this opportunity well. I mean, he absolutely did not take this opportunity. Instead, I really don't know what he's doing. And that's what made me so concerned about Trump throughout the whole election cycle going into the beginning of the GOP primary, is that we have no idea what the hell Trump is going to do. Now that he's elected president and now that he's selecting his cabinet, it's as if he went to Epstein Island. I'm not joking around, and decided to put people in his fucking cabinet. All right? Now, folks, I have no idea where the GOP is going on this. I mean, thank God my Senator John Cornyn is trying to put a stop to this crap. I'm glad that there are Republicans now that are now coalescing in an attempt to try to stop this madness that Trump is doing. Now, what am I talking about when I say Epstein Island cabinet? What am I talking about? Well, let's talk about who the hell. Well, hold on. Before I get ahead of myself, before I start talking about his cabinet picks, let's talk about his economic policies. All right. Now, remember back in 2016, Uncle Bernie Sanders was the enemy. He was a socialist. He was a piece of trash. And remember, I mean, he was something that was the complete antithesis of what Trump was in 16. Now that Trump's elected, look at this. Him and Uncle Bernie are now going to try to cap credit card rate limits at 10%. Now, of course, MAGA is out here. When I made this a point of emphasis on Twitter, you had MAGA people coming out and say, well, what's wrong with that? Well, first of all, it completely contradicts that he's trying to, quote, eliminate the enemy from within, because the enemy from within is supposed to be communism and socialism. But as you start rolling out a lot of the economic policies that is now being advocated by Trump, it sure does sound a little bit like socialism. Now, I know many of you people are saying, well, that'd be great. 10%. I mean, that sounds good, Ghost. Oh, yeah? When they cap people at 10%, see how many of you losers get credit. None of you will get credit. None of you will get credit. The whole reason why many of you lowlifes get credit at fucking 30% API is because you people are probably not going to pay it back. All right? Now, if you have a history of paying interest, that's how you get your credit into these fucking massive credit scores. You know, all you people that believe that, well, Ghost, you know what? I put a charge on my credit card and I pay it at the end of the month. You want to know why you haven't gone down in your interest? Because you haven't paid any. Because you haven't paid any. And you see, unfortunately, nobody's going to teach you this in school. Nobody's going to teach you this in college. All right? That's what gets your credit score up, is the more interest that you pay. And for as long as you pay, let's say you have $5,000 in credit. You went crazy, $5,000 maxed your credit limit. And let's say you've been paying on that $5,000 for about a year and a half or 2 years, finally pay it off. Believe it or not, that is what's going to increase your credit score. All right, that's how you do it. And believe it or not, once you pay that off after about a year or two, that's when you go to your credit card company that you paid off and say, hey, look, I had this $5,000 max credit. I've been paying 30% or 28% for fucking 2 years to pay it off. How about you give me a better deal now? And believe it or not, they will give you a better deal. And if they try to strong arm you, all you got to do is say, well, you know what? Cancel my fucking card. And they're going to go, no. So, I mean, it's basically that simple. Unfortunately, what most people do with credit cards is max them out and maybe pay for them for a year and then just forget about it, and then they go default. All right, so if you're going to go out here and advocate some regulation that's going to require only 10%, that the fucking bank can only charge 10% interest, then none of yous is going to get a loan. None of you. Mark my word. All right? And hold on, wait a minute. Trolling the interwebs, car loans, taking car loans and paying on schedule is good too. And hold on, I'm seeing somebody in the chat room saying, I've got a 790 score and they still charge me 26% interest. Well, how much interest have you paid over the years, boy? You've got to go up to the credit card company and say, look, all right, I've paid you more than principal many years in a row in interest. Bring down the interest. You know I'm good for it. And if they don't, go to somebody else. There's 1,000 fucking credit cards to go to. That's how you do it. Anyway, I don't mean to go off on this soliloquy about credit cards, but I'm just trying to tell you, this looks good on paper. Every socialist bunch of bullshit looks good on paper. But I'm telling you, none of you will get loans at 10%. There is not any incentive for the bank to lend you money at 10%. So you know what that's going to open up? It's going to open up loan sharking as a big business. I'm not fucking joking. It's bad economic policy number one. And him joining forces with Uncle Bernie, another surprise, for Christ's sake. And Devious Dave said you shouldn't get a personal loan if you want a lower interest rate. Well, no kidding. Yeah, you don't want to get a personal loan. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about finance, but everybody's like, hey, that's a great idea. No, it's not. And take a look at his other policies, and take a look at this. 5 Donald Trump economic policies that progressives have supported. What the fuck did I tell you people? What did I tell you people? I said that Trump isn't really advocating anything, and the things that he's advocating sound a lot like socialism. All right, once again, I just talked about credit capping. All right, I just talked about credit capping. And thank you, song recommendations. Cheers to you, and I'll get to yours in just a second. I appreciate the 3 beers. But once again, I just talked about credit card capping and what that's going to do to many of you who depend on credit. All right, so just letting you know, that's one progressive thing that they once supported. Ending taxes on Social Security. That's another thing that Democratic progressives have supported. All right, in January of this year, Democrat Representative Ann Craig, alongside 6 Democrat co-sponsors, reintroduced a bill titled You Earned It, You Keep It Act. And this is what Trump is advocating. Well, I'm the rhino? I'm the rhino. But I'm just telling you that what Trump is doing is socialism. I'm the fucking rhino. I mean, it's not a coincidence that him and Uncle Bernie are now hanging together and shit. All right, no tax on tips, which, I mean, it sounds good in theory. Don't get me wrong. But I'll tell you right now, it will change the economy because no one is going to want to take wages. Everybody's going to want to work on tips. Everybody's going to want to work on tips. And that, first of all, that's a negative connotation as it pertains to the employment sector. Then how are we going to offset those taxes that are no longer going to come in from people that are in the service industry, which usually get paid in tips? How are we going to offset that? Because we have to offset the spending, all right, with cutting. So, I mean, even though I think this is a great idea in theory, it will cause a major ruckus in the employment market, and I don't think that this passes even a Republican-dominated Congress. All right, so that's one. And then expanding the child credit. Oh, my God, dude, I am so sick of the child credit. When I had children, there was none of this shit. All right? You know, right now, you can get $4,500 a kid. All right? That's why you got these Shaniquas that are, like, really robust, you know, riding around in fucking new cars and got Louis Vuitton bags and shit. Because aside from them,
I'd buy that for
hey, thank you, QPQRKJQ, man. Cheers to you, and I'll read yours in a minute, man. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you for listening, man. But once again, aside from the Shaniquas that are really living off the high hog, no pun intended, with the new cars, they got their hair did, they got their nails done, they've got Louis Vuitton bags. It's because aside from them getting a plethora of different entitlements from the government, they play the child support lottery system, and I can tell you, Shaniqua's favorite kid is the father that makes the most money. I can tell you that right now. And on top of that, folks, they get all kinds of benefits. The child tax credit is one of them. All right, it's just one of them. Just imagine a Shaniqua with 6 to 8 kids can get $4,500 a kid at the end of the fucking year. Cash, baby. All right? And this is, I know that people are going to say, well, Ghost, it's an incentive so that people can have children. People are not having children, and there's massive incentive for it. There's massive incentive for it. So, I mean, expanding this child credit is insane. It is utterly insane. All right, because we already, who's the one who, listen, let's be honest. Who are the folks that are really procreating? Are they the folks that are going to be creating the cure for cancer and, creating new AI applications and shit? No. All right, let's be honest. Anyway, those were just a few of the economic policies that Donald Trump is advocating that were advocated by progressives. Yet I'm the fucking rhino. I'm the fucking rhino. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And, we've got, Belligerent Brian. Maybe we should just scrap the working for tips thing and just pay people by an actual wage and tax that. Well, what do you think we're doing, brother? Anyway, look, aside from that, tariffs. We keep hearing about tariffs. Trump wants more tariffs. And what does it mean for manufacturers? Well, I'll tell you right now, folks, all right? If we tariff everything coming into the country, if you don't like inflation now, you ain't seen shit yet. All right? If you don't like high prices now, if we tariff everything, you could automatically add at least 500 to 1,000% markup on most products that are imported. All right? Not even joking around. I mean, this is not, something figurative. These are facts. These are facts. And look, Women Are Sneaky Holes is in the chat room. Just make it in the USA. That's good on paper. Once again, Women Are Sneaky Holes and all you MAGA people. It's very easy to say, oh, let's just make it in the United States. How come none of you pricks are buying Made in America today? Let's be honest. How come most people are not buying Made in America? Because it's fucking expensive. It's fucking expensive, and the price that you pay is literally no different than the crap that's imported from fucking China. And what you're paying for are people that are continuously pissing and moaning about the wage this and a living wage that. And this is why this idea of, oh, we're just going to make it in America. How the fuck are we going to make it in America when we can't even get you incels to get up off your fucking ass and put the goddamn game controller down and fucking give up the cartoon to go to fucking work? Give me a break. And no, I'm not doing videos on this show. I'll be doing a ghost show either tomorrow or Wednesday there. Francis Zero Dip 1, fuck you. Anyway, I'm just simply stating, folks, that I don't think you people... Thank you, J-Sev. You're probably calling me a goddamn psyop. I get it. Anyway, how do you think that, okay, we tariff everything, everything's going to be made in America? Okay, so do you understand that this is more money on top of the product that you people are talking about? We're going to have to pay more money because people need a, quote, living wage, whatever the fuck that means. All right, we need to pay for tariffs. We need to pay for, I mean, it doesn't compute. All it means is that skyrocketing hyperinflation, that's all this means. All right? So I know it's very simple. Hey, we'll just make it in America. You pricks, especially many of you incels in this room, ain't going to leave your mama's house unless you're dropped $30 an hour. All right, to pin the tail on the ass of a Pokemon in an assembly line. All right, which is going to legitimately blast off prices from the current rates there are now. So let me tell you, this does not look good for the economy in this country. All right, it does not look like this. It look good. And someone, I'll get to you. I know you're bitching and moaning. I'll get to you in a minute. All right, now listen. People are not very happy with what the hell's going to happen here, especially the farmers. Now, the farmers, because they're actually the biggest exporter in America, we export food. And farmers have been very generously rewarded by exporting food. So what are countries going to do because we're throwing tariffs on everything? They're going to tariff the shit out of our goods. So farmers are now not going to produce as much, and it's going to cause an even higher price on the fucking food that's already going higher as we speak. All right? So once again, I think you people need to think about this. I know many of you are simplistic, and I mean, unless it's some 2D pre-teenage girl anime character talking to you, you ain't going to listen. But, I mean, this is not good days ahead, if you want my opinion. This is not good days ahead. This is not good days ahead. And hold on, I'll get to you in just a second, Menno Ray. But aside from the tariffs that could jeopardize the exports of farmers, which farmers aren't really too happy about, now you said, did you hear today, Trump is actually going to use the military for mass deportation. Now, who the fuck do you think is actually plowing the fields and picking the shit out there in the agricultural industry? It's certainly none of you. All right? It is certainly none of you. So, on top of the tariffs, which are probably going to be hit on our exports, which is mostly agriculture, which is going to cause our producers to produce less, which is going to increase the price of fucking food already. That's already fucking high. We're going to eliminate the workers, all right? Because, yeah, let's get Americans to do it. How much do you think Americans are going to want to be paid to go out there and pick the fields? All right? So I'm telling you, this does not look good. The economics that has been promoted by this administration is completely insane. And let me tell you, I don't know... If you all thought this was a bad economy during Biden's administration, you ain't seen shit yet. And by the way, it's not like as if Trump has and Musk have made this a secret. I mean, y'all remember last month? Take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Trump doubles down after Elon's shocking tanking the economy confession. Now, believe it or not, Elon Musk last month in October, this is October 30th, he was at one of these speeches and saying that during the Trump administration, we're going to have a tanking economy. And the reason we're going to have a tanking economy, folks, is the fucking economic policies that I just mentioned to you folks. Now, I know many of you are a cult of personality. You have sold your soul to this skunk-headed fuck, and you told all your family and you can't go back. But I want y'all to know, once this economy starts really being, I would say on the depression area, I want you to think of me when I talked about all this shit right before this maniac and his ridiculous fucking economic policies came to power. All right.
I'd buy that for
And hold on, I gotta get to these fucking donos. We got Tesla Cyberheart, TCR equals 3 hour bitch fest. Yeah, thanks for the $2. And Five Finger Prostate Punch. Will they nuke EBT handouts? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, that's what causes this uncertainty. We don't know what the hell this guy's gonna do. We have no fucking idea. Anyway, we've got franchise. Hi, Ghost. It's been a while. Nuked. I'm not saying that. And then we got song recommendations. Congrats on your 1-year anniversary as a band for the Hambonios. I enjoyed the new videos. On a side note, you seem like the kind of guy that likes to eat bananas for its shape, not its taste. Yeah, well, you would be an oral phallic loving fruit, wouldn't you, huh? You probably like that. We got QPQRKJQ. Hey, Ghost, I got much respect for you not cucking out to Trump and grifting and staying true to your beliefs. I've been listening for a long-ass time, and it's always a hoot because you never have been compromised. On a personal level, it's therapeutic to listen to you since your pro-Trump days. Cheers. Thank you, QPQRKJQ. I want what's best for the country. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want what's best for the country, and certainly the economic policies that I just mentioned are not going to be good for the country. I'm just saying. Anyway, thank you for the 3 beers, both song recommendations and QPQRJQ. Thanks, man. And Francis 0 Double Dip 1. I'll play this on the Ghost Show, all right? I got you on the list. I got a couple of videos I got to do from the last show, all right? And fuck you for this name, by the way. And then we got JSev. I'm not reading all that. Hold on, wait a minute. I'll read it. Never mind. Ghost, you're totally right. Oh, Jesus.
I'd buy that for $1.
Hey, look at this. You're absolutely compromised. I'm just reading your dono, by the way, JSev. Ghost, you're totally right. We will definitely miss the 0.0001% of taxes provided by the known cash-rich service workers. We will definitely have a colossal hole in our budget because of the taxes not being collected on tips. If we can only fill that $1 to $2 billion budget gap, I think it's a little more than that, JSev, all right? I think it's a little more than that, but I get it. You're a liberal, so you're going to try to, do these red herrings in order to try to validate and emotionally score winning points with losers that don't know shit. So I get it. Anyway, Ghost complaining about people not buying Made in America when his own Hambone wife was mailed from Armenia. All right, great. Thank you. Menno Ray, hey, dumbass, stop being a doomler. 95% of his agenda requires legislative action. I voted for him so we don't have some dick-sucking woman as our president. Well, that's great. Thank you very much for your insight there, Menno Ray. You sound like somebody that should be a pundit on fucking C-SPAN. We got Gino X1987. Hey, Frankie, fuck you. I got a problem where I seem to always need to wipe my ass as it never feels clean. I figured you being a professional ass kicker. You know what? Fuck you. All right, Gino? You see, all you people, all you can do is just try to do red herrings and try to do ad hominems, insults. You people are seething. And that's the thing. That's the whole basis around the Trump campaign, is triggering libs. That's all it is. When in actuality, you people are being triggered. Because I'm telling you the truth. Hey, they already told you that the Trump economy is going to suck a cock with it. And why? Because of his economic policies that I just mentioned. All right? Because of his economic policies. And I just mentioned them. And of course, you people like being read the fucking Communist Manifesto for the first time. You people are like, oh, that's a good idea. Fucking morons. And you know what? Speaking of Elon Musk, what the fuck is this guy's problem? Take a look at this. This is odd. Elon Musk is compared to the guest who wouldn't leave after a lengthy Mar-a-Lago stay. Unnerved Trump staffers claim that Elon Musk has been sitting on Trump calls with world leaders and weighing in on staff decisions. I mean, for fuck's sake. I remember once upon a time, our elitists would just, kind of buy our politicians and not be like an autistic fucking loser that's right there by his side like a fucking petulant child. Oh, my God. I mean, I can't believe this. I am not impressed with the elites out of Silicon Valley. Y'all are fucking chumps. All right? Y'all have just blown class right out the window. And, I mean, if you put side by side a bum on the street and some fucking executive from Silicon Valley, you wouldn't tell the difference. Unfucking believable. And Devious Dave, I'm not answering what I want for fucking Christmas from Santa. And fuck you, belligerent Brian. A hot dog, Ghost. Yeah. Shut up. Anyway, Elon Musk doesn't want to go away, so much so that you've got Musk getting into actual blown-out arguments now with Trump staffers. Take a look at this. This is him hanging out with Trump. And Trump, look at Trump right there. It's like, look, can somebody get this guy away from me, please? Huh? He won't go away. Look, I get it. He's a rich bastard. He gave me $145 million. I mean, can I just leave this guy to blow a fart or something? Unfucking believable, man. All right, unfucking believable. And no shame. You know what, Elon Musk? You're fucking richest fucking piece of shit on the planet, and you have no social cues. You have no shame. I mean, I'm ashamed that these are our elites. I remember our elites used to have class and shit. They had fucking, they're badass suits and shit, walking sticks and top hats and shit. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, dude? This dude looks like some pervert in the back of a fucking row at a movie theater fondling his nuts.
I'd buy that for $1.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, getting into and I'll get to you in a minute, J-Sev. Getting into full blown out fights, all right, with Trump advisors at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, this is cringe, dude. I mean, you know what, Elon, you're what a man-child idiot. And by the way, I tweeted about this. He was at that UFC event, and that was cringe as well. Like, all these hangers-on, all these fucking leeches, were all there. Every single one of them. It was fucking shameless. Absolutely shameless. And take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. No fucking social cues whatsoever Elon Musk has. Look at this. He's looking at his phone, cracking up at a meme or something. And look at how Trump reacts. You can tell he's completely just disgusted. Look at Trump. He's like, look, hey, look over there, all right? All right, look over there. Pay attention, asshole. No social cues whatsoever. These are our fucking elites. These are our fucking elites. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed, for Christ's sake. But anyway, Elon Musk is refusing to leave, and the reason is because Elon Musk, as well as other people, are influencing the cabinet picks of Donald Trump, right? Now, let's go ahead and talk about his Epstein Island-like picks that he has now chosen. Now, the first one that really pisses me off is the Attorney General pick of Matt fucking Gaetz. Take a look at this. Trump is determined to see Gaetz confirmed as Attorney General despite controversies. All right, hold on just a second, Paste. I'll get to you in a minute. He is absolutely determined. Now, why do I not like Matt Gaetz? Well, you folks, I've been talking shit about Matt Gaetz for years because this guy is an absolute sex trafficking fucking banging minors piece of shit freak. All right? And guess what? When it was announced that Matt Gaetz was going to be chosen by Trump to be the Attorney General, I called my Senator John Cornyn. I called Senator John Cornyn and I said, Mr. Cornyn, you got to do something. All right? We cannot let some fucking sex trafficking fucking pedophile as the Attorney General. We cannot do this. And thank God, my Senator John Cornyn went out there and started bringing up, well, you know what? Let's bring out the House ethics investigation into one Matt Gaetz. And here it is when he announced it. This was on the 14th.
Be talking about recess
On the
right
issue of vetting, though, how critical is it then to have access to what the House Ethics Committee has found in their investigation?
I think there should not be any limitation on the Senate Judiciary Committee's investigation.
You're damn right. There should not be anything that, I mean, they want access to everything. And guess what? Guess what they're doing? All right. Now, Maga, who was always touting about, the Joe Biden and the Democrats are pedophiles and this and that. Wow, it's come full circle. It has come full circle, for Christ's sake. Because take a look at this. Jim Jordan, the loudmouth out there in the House, he's come out publicly and said, we should not go public with the Ethics Committee investigation into one Matt Gaetz. We shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do it. What the fuck are you hiding? What does Matt Gaetz have on the Republican Party that they refuse to air out the details of what the fuck is in that investigation? All right? And we already know. We already know, and I'll tell you why we know in a minute. But, here you come. Here comes fucking Jim Jordan. This big fucking loudmouth blowhard out there in the House, which hasn't passed anything, which hasn't done anything, out here saying that we should not release the report on Matt Gaetz, even though Matt Gaetz is going to be appointed as the top cop, the most powerful law enforcement agent in America. And we can't get to what the details were on his sick, illicit, minor sexual situations. And it doesn't surprise me that Jim Jordan is doing this. It doesn't surprise me that he's trying to hide some sexual impropriety by a colleague like Matt Gaetz, because he's done this before. Old Jim Jordan. Oh, yeah, Jim Jordan was, I'm assuming he was like a coach on the Ohio State wrestling team. And believe it or not, during his time at Ohio State, when he was the wrestling coach, he had a doctor that would, worked for the wrestling organization of Ohio State that was sexually abusing the wrestlers by, sticking fingers in his... I don't know what the fuck it was, but that doctor has subsequently been arrested and I believe is in prison, and people around that scenario who didn't say anything are also being subjected to criminal prosecution. But Jim Jordan put the PC shot on. He's denied he knew anything about the sex abuse going on during that Ohio. Even though he was the coach. All right, he says, look, I don't know, but I know who knew, but I didn't know. Unfucking believable. This is the new Republican Party, folks. This is the fucking new Republican Party. I mean, where, fucking sex abusers and they're protecting each other. It's fucking disgusting. It is fucking disgusting. So Jim Jordan has a lot of practice at covering up sex improprieties for people. All right? So this is what's running the Republican Party right now, right? So, all right, I know many of you people are out there saying, well, Ghost, Jim Jordan isn't the Speaker of the House, Jim Jordan is just some guy on a fucking committee. Oh, yeah? Well, what does Johnson, that's the Speaker of the House's name, what does Johnson have to say about this? Well, take a look at what he said. Speaker Johnson opposes releasing Matt Gaetz' House ethics report. It opens, quote, Pandora's box. Well, all it's going to show is that fucking Matt Gaetz is a fucking pedophile sex trafficker. All right? That's what it's going to show. So why are the Republicans so adamant about not releasing this shit and giving this guy the Attorney General position? I just don't fucking get it. What does this guy have on the Republican Party, for fuck's sake? And Anna Wiz, let me get to some of these Rumble rants. My boyfriend Eric proposed to me. Hey, well, congratulations, Anna. All right. And we got Tesla Cyberheart snitches get stitches. And Belligerent Brian, and is your Senator John Cornyn in the room with you? Hold on just a second. We got Mad Fat. All right, I'll get to those in a minute. And maybe he has Epstein and the Diddy list. All right, well, yeah, thank you very much. And let me get to some of these buy me a coffees that came in here. We've got JSEV. I think we're going to start with J's. Yeah. You are absolutely compromised by feds, you psyop. And we got Paste. Hey, hot dog man, Mr. Frankfurter, fuck you. Can you say anything without regurgitating it from Yahoo News article? Look, I'm telling you, I'm only providing the sources necessary to validate what I'm saying. Unfortunately, Paste, I know you're a homosexual, you're probably late stage AIDS, and part of the side effects of having AIDS is your deterioration of your physical brain matter. So I get it that you probably don't get it. Anyway, JSEV, with Elon backseat driving the Trump administration, it's going to be interesting to see what an administration powered by soy, old memes, and pedophiles looks like. Oh, touche, JSEV, even though you call me a goddamn psyop. And Pastebon ad, once again, regurgitating Yahoo News again, Francis, sad. Also, making fun of Elon for laughing at a meme when you've spent 2 hours drunk laughing at the Jew video on Friday night. What the fuck does that mean? And we got Mad Thad, snitching ass ghost, hating on base Gaetz because he's styling on y'all. There's nothing wrong with the President Trump wanting loyalty around him. Of course, he wouldn't want the likes of you around him because you're currently backstabbing him. Someone like you can't be trusted. Well, fucking Mad Thad, you dumbass. This isn't wrestling, you moron. All right? Our political system is based upon electing the people that not only are the most electable, but have the clout within the system to be able to do what it is that they're advocating in their campaign. All right? Now, he didn't say that he was going to put pedophiles and sex offenders in the cabinet. Then again, I mean, he is guilty for rape or some shit, right? I mean, so I don't know. He was a friend of Epstein. I don't know. And you know what, the tard, right? I'm not acknowledging that. All right, now look, even Speaker Johnson doesn't want to release it. Jim Jordan doesn't want to release it. Why don't they want to release it? What's in that House Ethics Committee? Well, what's so bad about it? Well, take a look at this. House Ethics investigation, we're told Matt Gaetz had sex with underage girls, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And you want to know why everybody knows it? Because that whole 2022 midterm election, when the Republicans won the control of the House of Representatives. Remember that whole Speaker of the House debacle in which it took, 12 rounds or 13 rounds of voting before they finally voted in McCarthy as the Speaker of the House? I told you back then that the whole reason why Matt Gaetz was in opposition of McCarthy's speakership was because he was trying to force McCarthy to tell the Department of Justice to stand down, all right, on his investigation into his sex trafficking. And that's exactly what happened. And if you don't believe me, well, why don't you ask McCarthy himself? All right? Why don't you ask McCarthy himself? Take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Hold on. Let's pause this. Now, this is McCarthy telling you the reality of what is going on. McCarthy suggests Matt Gaetz' teen sex ethics probe led to his ouster. Play it.
I'll give you the truth why I'm not Speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became Speaker, and that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle. Did he do it or not? I don't know. But ethics is looking at it. There's other people in jail because of it.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to influence it. And you know what? So then they come out and they say, because I kept government open. I'd do it all over again.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's exactly right. Okay? McCarthy said it as it was that the whole reason why he's not the Speaker is because Gaetz wanted all this shit to go away. And in that clip, you heard McCarthy said that people went to jail over this. He's right. He's absolutely correct because Matt Gaetz' right-hand man, his associate, a guy by the name of Joel Greenberg, who did the exact same shit. He was there. He was there doing the shit with Gaetz. Put the PC shot on. He's in jail right now for 11 fucking years in prison. All right? For doing the shit that fucking Matt Gaetz is guilty of if the fucking goddamn GOP had the balls to release the House ethics fucking investigation into this prick. All right? And this is who they're going to elect or nominate as the top cop, as the fucking attorney general? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. But hey, you people now, all you fucking MAGA tards on Twitter, what are y'all doing now? Now y'all are making comparatives. All right? Y'all are making comparatives. Well, the Democrats have pedophiles too. That the Democrats got pedophiles too. That's how MAGA has now resorted to fucking offsetting or debating or trying to retort this fact that for whatever reason, fucking Trump wants this fucking pedophile sex trafficking piece of shit as the goddamn attorney general. And this undermines all credibility Trump had going in after winning that landslide election. This undermines his political capital completely. So this is his right-hand man, Joel Greenberg. Investigate this shit for yourself, dude. All right? This is he was right next to Gaetz. He was at the same fucking teenage drug-filled sex parties as Matt Gaetz, and this guy is doing fucking prison for 11 years. And yet, because Matt Gaetz has something on the Republican Party, has something on these fucking people, he's trying to make all this shit go away. Unfucking believable, dude. I just can't believe that. This is the Republican Party now. Now they're protecting their pedophiles. I can't believe this. I told you this was happening. I told you all that this kind of shit was going to happen. I told you all. Oh no, put the PC shot on. Ghost had no problem with all the gays she's in Biden's cabinet. What are you talking about, dude? I talk shit about that whole fucking Dylan Mulvaney bullshit. All right? What are you talking about? But there's no problem with these loyalists in Trump's cabinet. Ghost is for they, them. No, you idiot. No, you idiot. You don't understand, all right? We didn't have anybody appointed at these high level of, dude, you know that the Attorney General is the most powerful law enforcement agent in America? And you're going to give it to a fucking pedophile? You're going to give it to some fucking sex trafficker? And everybody knows it. That's the thing. McCarthy knows it. Everybody knows it. The MAGA people know it. Trump knows it. And yet it doesn't matter. They still want to go ahead and nominate this prick. All right, so that's one. That's the first one that's like, what the fuck? What are you doing, Trump? I mean, where are you recruiting these people for your cabinet? Epstein Island? Another one, which I don't understand this. Are you fucking kidding me? Who Republican senators react to Trump's nomination of a Fox News host as Secretary of Defense? Pete Hegseth. All right. Now, look, I don't have anything against Pete Hegseth. I thought he was a decent commentator. I know that he served our country, but, I don't know where the credibility comes in when it comes to him to become Secretary of Defense. But I'm willing to give it a whirl, okay? I'm willing to give it a whirl and be like, all right, Hegseth, you did serve our country. All right, it's not like, he nominated, some soy boy into defense secretary. But then comes, Jesus Christ, then comes the allegations. Then comes the past of Hegseth. And by God, are all these fucking people like this? Are you fucking kidding me? Take a look at this. Donald Trump's defense secretary pick, Pete Hegseth, paid off a woman who accused him of rape. So, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on here? All right, what is up with all these, sexual predators that have, that are coming on in very high, powerful positions in the Trump administration? Donald Trump's defense secretary pick paid off a woman who accused him of raping her 7 years ago. Pete Hegseth, the Fox News pundit, a former National Guard officer, was investigated for an alleged sexual assault in 2017, but no charges were filed. Yet, he still settled out of court with her. That's why no charges were filed. All right, that's how it is. That's how it is. So, Oh, jeez. We got a pedophile sex trafficker as attorney general. We got a guy who's, had to pay off a woman who accused him of rape as the defense secretary. What the fuck has happened to the Republican Party, folks? This is what I was afraid of throughout the whole goddamn primary. This is what I was afraid of. This is what I was afraid of, for Christ's sake. Unfucking believable. And look, people are saying, well, so what? So what? I mean, once upon a time, you used to have to vet people before you chose them for roles like this. All right? And by the way, aside from him paying off some bitch that accused him for rape, take a look at this. Trump's defense secretary pick, Pete Hegseth, faced sexual misconduct claims that were investigated by the police. So, separate claims. I mean, look, I've never had any sexual allegations against me. Nobody has ever accused me of rape or anything of that capacity, and I'm sure many of you as well. How come this seems to be a constant when it comes to people that are being chosen in the most powerful positions in the country? Oh my God. And look, if you MAGA people are still going to justify this, if you people are going to try to argue for this, you people are no different than the Democrats, just as I've always told you were. Just as I always said you were. Didn't I say that there was no difference between the Democrats and the Republicans under the MAGA Trump 2024 election cycle? This proves it. This fucking proves it right here. So good God. All right. And then who else? Let's continue going. I mean, this is important. This is important. Now, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has now been, chosen to run the health, the fucking health department, the federalized health department out here. Health and Human Services. Put the PC shot on. RFK Jr.'s new bully pulpit sends public health shockwaves. And let me tell you, if you're invested in any bio stocks, you felt that shockwave. I'll tell you that right goddamn now. You felt that shockwave. And why? Because RFK has advocated right off the bat that he wants to put a pause on any manufacturing of drugs or any manufacturing of pharmaceuticals or vaccines, which I'm not entirely against. I'll be honest with you, okay? I'm not entirely against, someone advocating outside this very corrupt pharmaceutical company and healthcare industry, advocating something that is pro-humanity, that is pro-America. I'm not against that. As a matter of fact, I will attribute RFK one of the few voices during COVID that was vocal and that was a part of that vocal opposition that changed the direction and where we were going during that whole COVID debacle. I'll give him credit. I'll give Rand Paul credit. I'll give Ron DeSantis credit. Those three people right here, if it wasn't for them being as vocal, we would still be going through this COVID nonsense to this day, in my opinion. That was started during the Trump's administration, mind you. But look, the bad part about trying to become something in the public eye, especially if you're going to be a public servant, especially if you're going to be appointed to a high cabinet position, you're going to have your background checked. And, let's be honest. I mean, he's a fucking Kennedy. All right. And, Kennedys, these wacky Kennedys, for Christ's sake. Now, the first thing that I question, whether or not Kennedy is serious, is this picture right here. This is going viral, by the way, of all these schmucks that are in Trump's plane and they're eating McDonald's. And, I mean, doesn't this contradict what the fuck he's advocating right now? I mean, what is this? Is this a Trump humiliation ritual? I mean, this makes no fucking sense. Prior to this, literally the day before this, he came out and said, look, we need to eliminate poisoned additives for processed food. We need to stop, the creation of pharmaceuticals for 8 years. We got to do, he actually said this. And here he is, forced to eat a McDonald's burger, which you couldn't get any more, in my opinion, processed than that. I mean, I think this is a complete humiliation ritual. I mean, look at his face. I mean, look at that face. Like, I don't. I have to do it in his voice. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing here. Unfucking believable. Look, I'll give him a pass. All right, I'll give him a pass. But then you look into the fucking background of RFK Jr. and it's a fucking mess. It's an absolute mess. I mean, lest we forget. I mean, aside from him, being questionable about him eating that McDonald's on the plane with Trump and all those people and fucking Musk and shit, lest we forget that Robert Kennedy boasts about having a freezer full of roadkill. All right? I'm not joking around. I mean, this is the guy who eats barbecue dog and decapitated a whale and fucking, I don't know, left a dead bear carcass in the fucking Central Park. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? All right, so it's kind of hard to say that you're an advocate for health when you're out here, I mean, saying that, hey, you know what, I'm going to eat me some roadkill, boy. Unfucking, I mean, that's like Chinese activity is right. Annabis said MAGA equals Dems is single-handedly the most retarded idea you ever brought up. Well, notice you haven't rebutted anything that I've said, Annabis. And no offense, I've talked to you on Radio Graffiti. You sound like some low-grade piece of crap that's in a tin can of a fucking trailer someplace, all right? So continue guzzling down your cheese whiz and doing your cousin, all right? Anyway, as I was stating before I got rudely interrupted by some fat loser that's probably got fucking, pimples on his ass and it looks like a pepperoni pizza, we got Robert F. Kennedy, once again, boasting that he likes roadkill, and it's something that, I don't know, it's something that he likes. Okay, I think we can, some people are like, okay, Ghost, so what? He likes roadkill. All right, who cares? So what? He likes fucking roadkill. What the hell? Well, take a look at this. He also is a Kennedy. He has a wandering eye. 3 more women claim they have had affairs in the past year with RFK. And guess what he's doing? He's doing the Martin Luther King route, right? Martin Luther King was in the Southern Baptist, or I should say Baptist circuit, not Southern Baptist, Baptist circuit. Remember, that's why they called him Reverend Martin Luther King. And he used this Baptist circuit, this church circuit, in order to have orgies with congregation members. I'm not fucking kidding. Look this up for yourself. But it looks like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doing something similar here. There are a number of women in the health freedom movement who thought of themselves as Bobby's only one. So this is why I'm telling you, all right? I mean, I don't respect people who use their work as a meat market, all right? I mean, any employee of mine that I find is in a relationship with another employee, I'll fire them both. Because, first of all, it is a sign that you're not taking your work serious. It's a sign that work to you is like going to the fucking club. And I'm not paying somebody to go to the fucking club. And look, everybody's like, oh, so what? He's a base Chad. He's a base Chad. Oh, yeah? All of you people that are saying he's a base Chad are about to eat crawl right now, all right? You're about to eat crawl, because take a look at this. Was he ever accused of sexual assault? Yes. And it was an ex-nanny that he allegedly assaulted in her home in 1998. When asked about it, all right, Robert F. Kennedy said the following. All right, RFK Jr. brushes off sexual assault allegation as, quote, I am who I am. So here we go. This guy is going to be in charge of the health department, all right? And when asked about this is horror. I just can't believe this is real. I can't believe I'm in this fucking reality where fucking schmucks like this are actually being appointed into positions of power. I am who I am. What is he, fucking Popeye, for Christ's sake? I am what I am. Unfucking believable. Unreal. I mean, didn't I tell you in the title of this broadcast that we've got Epstein Island cabinet picks here? I mean, come on, man. Unfucking believable. But hey, this is the new Republican Party. This is the new MAGA, baby. And by the way, he also has admitted that he has a brain worm as well. I don't know if y'all remember that shit, but a lot of weird things RFK has suggested. So, I mean, this is who we have here. I mean, this is who we have in positions of power. And I got more. Here. We got enemy extremists, a.k.a. Winston Fujimori. Why do I feel like I'm watching CNN? Well, it's because you're one of the fucking idiots that are in my chat room that argue about a living wage. And with all due respect, Winston, you're a fucking adult man living with your parents. All right? So, I mean, with all due respect, the whole reason why I'm questioning the credibility of everybody that I'm mentioning on this broadcast is because you're defined based upon your past. You are what you do. And you can't sit here and be some critic about something that you aren't even doing yourself. But you see, a lot of you young people don't understand that. Y'all are idiots. Jesus Christ. What is animus? When do I rebut your ass? All I do is laugh. Okay, great. Thank you. Kits does a flip. Do you think the RFK sexual allegations are why Peppermint Swirl wanted to elect him? All right. I don't want to talk about that. All right. We're not going there. And put the PC shot on. I want to give JSev. He said, don't dip your pen in the company ink, laughing my ass off. And, yeah, I already said Mad Thad's bullshit. All right. Anyway, let's get to somebody else. All right. How about Tulsi Gabbard as the Director of National Intelligence? Take a look at this. Gabbard's sympathetic views towards Russia causes alarms as Trump's pick to lead the intelligence services. So, once again, man, I mean, we got some broad who is, overtly sympathetic to Russia. And I don't know what Russia has over MAGA. Once upon a time, the Republican Party used to be the ones that outed communists, that outed these fucking Russians within our country. Remember McCarthy? Remember Nixon? Now, the roles have reversed. Wow, have the roles reversed. It's fucking unbelievable. Now, aside from her being pro-Russia, all right, which many people are questioning, they're like, what the fuck's going on here? What's this bitch's problem? She also belongs to a cult, all right? I don't know if y'all know this. She's Indian, by the way. A lot of Indians in this administration, by the way. Tulsi Gabbard ties to secretive cult may explain her perplexing political journey. Now, this interview was conducted by The Independent, and this Dr. Caroline Swinvavinia, or whatever her name is actually Tulsi Gabbard's aunt. And she gave all the 411 on the secret cult and her admiration for this cult leader. And I don't know, this is a little bit of a footnote, but she just recently died, and this was put in the editorial here. It says that Caroline Sinwanvana Gabbard, 78, was killed in Samoa May 25th, 2024. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know what that has anything to do with, but just FYI. Now, the cult that she belongs to is a cult by the name of, there's the aunt, by the way, the Science of Identity Foundation. And it was founded by a guy named Chris Butler. And she has given her undying loyalty to Chris Butler. Now, what the hell is the Science Identity Foundation? What the fuck is that? Well, let's take a look at it. All right, let's see what the hell this is. Put the PC shot on. The Science of Identity Foundation is a new religious movement that professes to combine some teachings of yoga with some aspects of the, I don't know that Curry language, fucking Kurya Vasivananava theology. It was founded by Chris Butler in 1970s, and it is based in Hawaii in the United States. It is registered as a domestic nonprofit corporation in the state of Hawaii with its stated purpose as, quote, spiritual, religious, and educational activities. It has been criticized for its hostility towards homosexuality and Islam, though the organization has denied such charges. Now, who's Chris Butler? Chris Butler, the son of a communist anti-war activist. Did you hear that? Chris Butler, son of a communist anti-war activist, had entered the 1960s counterculture while enrolled at the University of Hawaii. Soon, he joined the burgeoning Hare Krishna movement as a guru, taking the name Sai Young, and amassed a group of ISKCON disciples, one of which is Tulsi fucking Gabbard. Now, the fact that Chris Butler is tied to communism, I don't think is an accident. All right, I actually always believed that Tulsi Gabbard had some kind of communist tendencies. I mean, do y'all know who Jackson Hinkle is, right? This tryhard out there on Twitter that's a devout communist, and he's pro-Palestinian, and he's anti-Israeli, very popular with his rhetoric on Twitter. Devout communist. Here's Tulsi Gabbard with Jackson Hinkle when they went out surfing together. Oh, here, let me show you. Here it is. Here's Jackson Hinkle right here. There he is right there. But that's just a coincidence, right? That's just a coincidence. I mean, that's a coincidence, Ghost. What are you talking about? She's not a communist, even though she's there with a devout communist and with a communist organization. I mean, that's not communist. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah? Well, aside from her, I'm talking about Tulsi Gabbard being with Jackson Hinkle here in this picture. Aside from that, she's also photoed with the Antifa leader out there in Hawaii. And let me show you that picture. All right? Let me show you that picture. Here it is right here for all you folks that are out here wondering, hey, you're lying. Go, yeah. Oh, yeah? Take a look at this. Here's her with all the leaders from Antifa fist bumping and all, fucking throwing their fists in the air and shit. Put the PC shot on.
I'd buy that for $1.
And Matt just said Tulsi Gabbard confirmed kook. Yeah, she's a kookster, all right. There she is. There she is right there with Antifa leaders. All right, look up who these people are. I'm just simply stating, folks, this is what now is being advocated to be put into positions of cabinet power by Trump, who is supposed to make America great again. You know what I mean? It's supposed to make America great again. Here she is hanging out with Antifa. And I just showed you a picture where she went surfing with fucking Jackson Hinkle. Look up that prick. He's a devout communist. So this is what Trump is appointing into the intelligence arena. I'm telling you right now, this is not good. I mean, many of you MAGA people, all you're doing is insulting because you know I'm telling the truth. You people have been had, you've been hoodwinked, and whatever happens to this country, it's on you idiots. It's on you dumbasses. I tried to tell you, you could go back in the fucking archive, whether it's on YouTube, Rumble, or wherever. I told each and every one of you that this was going to happen. That Trump was advocating no policies whatsoever, no type of GOP tenets whatsoever, and that a lot of the things that he was advocating sounded rather socialist. Well, it's all coming clear now, isn't it? It's all coming clear now. This is who's going to be in charge of the intelligence out here. Fucking some devout communist out of Hawaii. Pictured with the leaders of Antifa. Pictured with communists. Belongs to some fucking communist weirdo Hindu cult. That's just great, isn't it? Doesn't that make you reassured? Doesn't that make you sleep better at night knowing that these fucking kookster picks are what Trump is going to put into power? Unfucking believable. All right? And by the way, we're all waiting to see who his Treasury Secretary is, because that is what's going to make the market react. That is what's going to make the market react. Put the PC shot on. But the problem is, Trump is rethinking his Treasury pick because the finalists are, quote, annoying him. Oh, you're annoying me. I don't like it. All right, you're annoying. So that's why we've been waiting for some time. Now, believe it or not, there is a power play going on because Elon Musk wants a particular person, and it's this guy right here. This guy right here, his name is Howard Lutnick. He is the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. Now, I don't know if y'all are familiar with this guy, but this guy has a connection to 9/11. This guy, Howard Lutnick, the plane that hit one of the World Trade Center towers actually hit Cantor Fitzgerald and killed almost a third of his employees and his partners and even his brother. And he conveniently didn't show up that day because he was taking his son out for his first day at kindergarten. So I'm not saying there's anything with that. I just think that's a very interesting correlation. And now this guy, who's still CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, the same organization that lost 658 employees on 9/11, except for him, he's now being advocated as the guy to be the Treasury Secretary by Elon Musk. And that's why we have not heard who is going to be the Treasury Secretary, because there's some infighting going on amongst the sons, amongst advisors, and amongst Elon Musk. And this is the guy. All right, Howard Lutnick is the guy for Elon Musk. And once again, I just told you that very interesting anomaly about his connection with 9/11. So, depending on who he nominates as the Treasury Secretary, that's how the market's going to react.
I'd buy that for $1.
All right, that's how the markets are going to react. All right, and hold on, let me take some of these buy me a coffees here. Once again, we got Tulsi Gabbard as a confirmed kook. Cheers to Matt, man. Thank you very much. And we got Yak-Ass. Instead of you claiming that the libtards are all liars, how about you look into your own inner circle? Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, look, Yak-Ass, what the fuck, dude, all right? Just because you can't get along with people, don't bring it onto my show! You fucking piece of crap! I'm sorry, that fucking Yak-Ass being a fucking crybaby. I'm sorry, all right? Jesus Christ. So trolling the interwebs. Ghost, Biden's administration was insane. Stealing luggage, gay sex, troon, health advisors. I couldn't even imagine what Kamala's would have looked like. So, I mean, what is this, a comparative? Is this a comparative? I mean, hey, look, Matt Gaetz, he, does 16 and 17-year-old girls and drug-ridden orgies, but, at least he doesn't steal luggage, At least, he's not a transgendered. Unbelievable. That's what you're saying, dude. I mean, give me a break. All right, give me a damn break. Anyway, folks, that's where we're at right now when it comes to the Trump administration. All right, that's where we're at. Now, look, thank God the Republicans are not falling hook, line, and sinker with Donald Trump and MAGA. All right? The first move that the Republicans did to try to show Trump that he's not going to have his way is by electing John Thune as the Senate Majority Leader. Because believe it or not, all these MAGA-tards, including Trump, wanted Rick Scott to become the Senate Majority Leader. And in opposition to that, the Republicans did something completely different. And they rejected Rick Scott.
For $1.
All right, they rejected Rick Scott. And wait a minute, Haywood said most small hats stayed home on 9/11. They got the call. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, Haywood. All right, but I don't like the implication. All right, I don't like the implication that you're mentioning there. But once again, this goes to show you that Republicans are coming to their senses. And they...
I'd
Jesus.
buy that for $1.
The real Ghost, I'd let Tulsi Gabbard take a dump on my chest. Dude, shut up. All right, listen. I get it that many of you are a bunch of MAGA-tards, and y'all are having a very hard time swallowing the news that I'm giving you, that you all have been betrayed and that Trump is not going to make America great again. I don't know what he's going to do. But what he's doing now don't look good. Doesn't matter how you try to spin it, it don't look good. And thank God the Republicans are coming out and saying, look, we're not going to do what you say, Trump, all right? We get it. You want Rick Scott as the Senate Majority Leader? We're going to put in John Thune instead. And moreover, we've got Republicans that are now coming out and are saying, hey, look, I'm not going to vote for fucking Matt Gaetz. I'm not going to vote for these fucking lunatics. Are you kidding me? I'm not voting for these fucking people. And thank God we do. Take a look at this. The 9 GOP senators who could derail Trump's cabinet picks. All right, and I think there's more. They're just not being overtly vocal about it. I mean, I think that we'll see who they are when it comes to their vote on the floor. But I'm telling you right now, I am advocating that Republicans stop this madness, all right? You cannot allow a pedophile sex trafficker as the top cop attorney general, all right? You can't have some guy who's been accused of rape and has cringy fucking alt-right tattoos as the damn Secretary of Defense. We can't have some guy who claims about sexual assault allegations is, quote, I am who I am. We can't have this shit.
For $1.
And what is this, yak-ass hashtag investigate Turtlehead for stolen valor? Oh, Jesus. I mean, come on, man, all right? Come on! But anyway, as I was stating, I really do think that the Republicans need to stop this madness. All right? I don't mind Marco Rubio as a Secretary of State. Marco has never liked Russia. He's an anti-communist. And I certainly know once he obtains power, he's not going to do what Trump says. But when it comes to these fucking weirdos that are now being put into positions of power, it has to be stopped. And look, all you MAGA-tards that are like, oh yeah, well, we're going to expose you and you're going to get unelected. You people don't have that clout, you moron. All right? You people don't have that clout. So, give me a break. Hey, hold on just a second. What is it, man? All right? I'm doing a show here. All right? And what is this? Ghost, I made my own AI covers on Buy Me a Coffee, and they're available. Okay, great. Thank you. We get it. All right? But thank God, I am calling on all GOP, all right, that aren't down with this MAGA madness to stop. Stop these ridiculous Epstein Island picks and start advocating true conservatism. You see, what true conservatism used to be, it used to be being fiscal conservative. It used to mean having a strong emphasis on military and defense. It used to mean having a moral principle. And I just showed you the kind of people that Donald Trump is putting into positions of power certainly throws morality out the goddamn window. And what we have now, we have a bunch of MAGA people trying to make comparative arguments. Well, okay, Matt Gaetz is a pedophile. They got pedophiles over there at Democrats. So what? They got Democrat pedophiles. That's where we're at. Now we've got GOP defending pedophiles and sex traffickers. Unfucking believable. If this is what the Republican Party is going to get behind, I renounce the Republican Party. If this is what the fucking Republican Party is going to advocate, if this is what they're going to protect, Matt Gaetz, not only should he not be the Attorney General, he should be in jail with fucking Joel Greenberg. But the only reason that he isn't in jail is because his daddy used to be a big politician. And now that he is a politician, he used his leverage to stop that shit from touching him. From touching him. Unbelievable. I hope the GOP, I'm talking the folks that are in Congress, stop this madness. All right. And by the way, since we're talking about it, all the black men, hey, this goes out to you there, Mad Thad. You were like, yeah, man, black men, they're going to be down with Trump. Okay, great. They were down with Trump. What do they get out of it? What do they get? Take a look at this. After Trump made historic gains with black men, he hasn't picked a single black man to serve in his administration. Oh, Jesus Christ. Huh? I mean, come on, man. Everybody got played. All right, you all got played. I mean, you just need to admit it. Y'all are idiots. All right, you all were idiots. All right, you got played. Y'all are part of the cult of personality. All right. So there you go, black men. You know, y'all are down with Trump. Y'all didn't get dick from him. All right. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at his cabinet. Let's take a look at that cabinet here. Let's take a look at this. Let's see how many black faces that are in this cabinet here. All right, let's take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Take a look at that. There's the cabinet. There's 2 Indians in there. All right, and the vice president has an Indian wife. But yeah, I'm looking for the. I mean, there's a Mexican, or Marco Rubio's a Cuban. I think this guy's like, you got an Asian in there for communications director. You got a fucking Italian in there. You know, so where's the black men? Where's the black men represented, man? Y'all got played. All right, not just the black. Hey, everybody that was MAGA got played. Everybody that was on the MAGA side got played. And by the way, yeah, no shit. Where's the My Pillow guy who's lost everything defending Trump? As a matter of fact, where's the Rudolph Giuliani appointment, man? He's having to auction off everything he owns because of him and his fucking siding with Trump. So come on, man. Come on. And we got Duke Orville. Elon is actually African. Oh, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. That's how he's getting through that loophole of, having black. I got African Americans. What are you talking about? But, somebody in the True Capitalist Radio chat room said, well, you know what, Ghost? All he's got to do is pardon a rapper, and everything will be all right. All right? All right, and then the black man will be like, yeah, man, he's my N-word. And unless we forget, who did he pardon the last time? Who did he pardon the last time? Put the piece in this brother right here.
But that's why sometimes you can't always say it, but at times when it feel good, that's what you say.
That brother right here.
Yeah. But that's why
this is the brother right here. He pardoned.
When it feel good,
this brother Kodak Black is his name. That's who he pardoned back in 2020. So I guess, I guess black folks, you pardon a rapper, everything's all good.
I'd buy that for $1.
And Haywood, who's the thug in the sunglasses? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about, Haywood? And Tesla Cyberheart, the first person Trump is pardoning is Hunter Biden. Well, we'll see about that. That'd be interesting. I wouldn't doubt it. But that would be interesting. Also, people are being left out, right? People that campaign for Trump are now getting a little upset that they're being left out, for Christ's sake. Take a look at this. Sarah Palin, the Eskimo bimbo herself, Sarah Palin appears to turn on Trump as she shares a post asking why, quote, the mother of MAGA has no cabinet post.
Buy that for $1.
Now, hold on, I'll get to you in a minute there, Mad Thad, all right? But once again, Sarah Eskimo Bimbo, went out, campaigned for Trump, expected something, got nothing. So it's not just the black men that are left out. Sarah Palin's left out. Alex Jones was left out. As soon as Trump was elected president, all these morons in the chattering class were trying to anoint themselves into positions of power. Unfucking believable. Unreal. Hey, Sarah Palin, you get what you get. All right? You get what you get, you fucking Eskimo bimbo. All right. I think I've had about enough of talking about this crap. All right? But I'll tell you, our military leaders aren't too happy about this. Have you seen this? Take a look at this. U.S. military leaders strategize on how to respond to orders from Trump. Because what Trump is doing a 180 on our foreign policy. And at the very minimum, in my opinion, he's going to find a lot of bureaucratic resistance at the very minimum. All right, at the very maximum, who knows? Maybe some JFK kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know. But I'll tell you right now, this is not good, what's happening here. All right, this is absolutely not good. That you got the goddamn military trying to figure out how to respond. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And look, it's not just our military leaders either. It's not just our military leaders trying to figure out what the hell's going to happen. It's the world now. All right? The world. Take a look at this. This is what the world is thinking. The end of an American world. Donald Trump's re-election to a second term on Wednesday, November 6th, and the success of the Republican Party, of which has taken total control, represent a turning point for the United States. And you see, excuse me, this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid that we were going to see a pivot in our foreign policy, which it looks like we're going to have. And instead of us trying to aid Ukraine into protecting itself against an invader in Russia, we're now going to, at least that's what's being promoted, we're going to take away that aid. We're going to allow Russia to run roughshod. And I'm telling you right now, this is what this goddamn, and this is out of France. This is a French newspaper saying this. That because America is going to back away, because America is going to take itself out of this current situation, it's going to embolden the BRICS international institution, which is just an optical institution right now. There's been no true military or economic commitments by any of the BRIC countries. But I'll tell you right now, if and when Trump pulls out of Ukraine and Russia takes over Ukraine and they continue west to take Eastern European countries, this will now embolden other countries in the BRICS to back up, not only back up Russia, but to potentially coalesce around a multilateral country offensive against the United States itself. And I'll tell you right now, I said this on the last show. If we go through with this, tucking tail and leaving Ukraine out to dry, we will rue the day that we did that. And I promise you, we will be hit up by a nation state on our soil. Let me repeat that again. If we tuck tail and leave Ukraine, we absolutely will be attacked on our soil. And let me tell you, it will be a multilateral attack by countries, because I'll tell you this right now, folks, the only thing that keeps America safe is our aggressive foreign policy. Remember, people don't like America. They fear America. And if we no longer have that fear, then it will embolden our enemies to come together and multilaterally take us out. All right? They're going to multilaterally take us out. That's why you've got this newspaper in France saying it's the end of the American world. And if we go through with the current foreign policy that's been advocated by Donald Trump, that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, with that being said, Biden, not to make a transition here, he's out in South America, believe it or not, at the G20 summit. Take a look at this. A wistful Biden says goodbye in a closing appearance on the world stage. He's actually the first president, believe it or not, to go to the rainforest. I don't know if y'all saw that clip of him kind of wandering into the rainforest. That kind of went viral. But that's what Biden is doing. And, he's trying to reassure folks that are partners within the G20 summit and trying to kind of pipe down any of the adversaries. All right? And hold on, the base department. Yeah, great. Once again, no debate whatsoever. Just a bunch of bullshit ad hominems and logical fallacies. None whatsoever. And I don't blame you, because how can you defend any of this shit? You can't. So all you got to do is say, yeah, you're stupid. You're fucking dumb. Yeah. Anyway, aside from Biden going into the G20, Biden did something that I think is probably a great idea. Take a look at this. Biden has now authorized Ukraine to use U.S.-supplied long-range missiles for deeper strikes into Russia. And let me tell you, I hope that Ukraine uses them right away in order for any kind of fucking peace or compromise or any kind of bowing down to Russia that Trump is going to do. All right? We have tried with these Ruskies over and over again. I've told you all this for a long time. Bush Jr., remember when he invited fucking Putin to his Crawford Ranch and they were fucking rustling around hay in the barn and shit? Bush came out and said, I looked into his soul and I know he's a good man. Well, in 06, what? He invaded fucking Georgia.
I'd buy that for $1.
He invaded fucking Georgia, for Christ's sake. And the only reason that he didn't take over the country is because he knew that fucking Bush Jr. was a loose cannon. So he backed off. Then Obama came along, and Obama tried the whole reset shit. I've showed you that dumb fucking footage of dumbass Hillary Rotten Clinton with Sergei Lavrov pushing that fucking reset button like a bunch of morons. And in 2012, they took over Crimea. And what did Obama do? What did America do? We didn't do a goddamn thing. We didn't do a goddamn thing. The more and more we continue to try to negotiate with these Russians, the more and more they're going to continue to incrementally see what else they can get, what else they can get, what else they can get. And then, I mean, look, we've got Russia against the ropes. But if we pull out, I mean, we're emboldening the situation. And I'm glad that Biden has authorized long-range missiles for Ukraine, and they need to use them right away. And if people are like, oh, it's going to cause World War III, well, then so be it. All right? I'm tired of hearing this shit. Oh, yeah, Russia is getting World War III. Fucking do it. All right, you fucking piece of crap. You people are a bunch of chicken shit idiots. If we don't offset these adversaries of ours, we will rue the day in the future. But unfortunately, you people are a bunch of short-sighted idiots. You people don't understand that. And of course, the boomer wants nothing else but nuclear holocaust. No, I'm just not afraid of Russia. I don't think they've got shit. I don't think they've got a goddamn thing. So if you've got to fucking nuke Russia, well then what are you going to do? Do it! Anyway, who's the thug of the sunglasses? Thank you, Haywood. Mad Thad, did President Trump run on a promise that he was going to put some token N-word in the cabinet? I don't care who he puts on in the cabinet. You see this? This is a Trump supporter right here. I don't care who he puts in the cabinet as long as he makes America great again. You're okay with these picks. Well, with all due respect, Mad Thad, I kind of get why you're okay with them, all right? Anyway, the base department, oh no, how horrible. Trump doesn't want to fund a Jew war in Ukraine and put America first. How, dude, obviously base department, you just came along. Instead of just talking shit, why don't you give me a reason why it's okay for Trump to nominate a sex trafficking pedophile in Matt Gaetz? Give me an explanation how that's okay. Give me an explanation how that's okay. Fucking moron. And here's Schofield Rex. Yeah, I heard one of the mainstream media for over a year now. Basically, we need to send young men to die face down in the dirt 6,000 miles away. Well, look, with all due respect, Schofield Rex, you ain't gonna do shit anyway. You're a fat fucking bloated biker, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. You look like the type of tub-of-lard fat shit that's literally breaking down the fucking spoke wheel of the back end of a bike. All right, so keep guzzling down whatever fucking piss and fury that you're guzzling down on and go take a ride somewhere in the fucking canal of Death Valley's ass crack. Fucking idiot. All right, look, I'm getting a little fucking tired of having to deal with all these damn MAGA people. They're coping and seething. You know, they always tell everybody, oh, you're coping and seething. They're coping and seething because they can't come up with any opposition. All they can do is shit talk. That's all they can do. None of these people are saying, hey, Ghost, well, what about this? And what about that? None of them are saying that. None of them. None of this. I mean, look at the Tesla Cyberherd, same shit. Ghost, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the Cold War is over. And I'm saying it in your voice, by the way, Tesla. I mean, I'm not even joking around. you literally sound like you're being penetrated every time you talk. I'm not joking. You Joseph. I'm not sure you're aware. The Cold War's over. Fucking fruiter. All right, look, I think I've had just about enough of this crap. I mean, I'm laying the smacketh down on all you magatards, and there's nothing you can say about it. There's nothing you can do about it. All right? I'm making you all look like mental midgets, for Christ's sake. I'm cutting you down lower than a leprechaun's nutsack, and all you people can do is flap your fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard, talking a bunch of insults, for Christ's sake. And by the way, Moscow came out and warned America. All right? Oh, yeah, we're giving you a warning. Fuck you, Russia. All right? Go fuck yourself. You ain't going to do shit. All right? You ain't going to do shit. So go fuck off. All right? Send ballistic missiles, or, well, it's not ballistic, long-range missiles, excuse me. Send long-range missiles to Moscow. All right? And then what are you going to do, Putin, you moron? Send them now! Send them now! And it'll prevent, Trump from sucking the schlong head of Vladimir Putin. All right? It'll prevent him from sucking the schlong head of Vladimir Putin. And by the way, what was the first thing that happened right when Trump was elected? Huh? Massive attack on Ukraine. All right? That's what happened. He's doubled down. All right? Putin has doubled down ever since Trump's been elected. So there you go. What is this, El Foxo? I'll get to yours in a minute. So, I mean, hey, look, you elect me, I will get peace over there within a day. I will make sure that we get peace over there in Ukraine and Russia. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. And aside from that, not only are they doubling down on the attacks on Ukraine, out there in Russian television, they're showing Melania Trump's nudes on Trump television, or on, I should say Trump, Russian television. So they're not treating Trump with respect over there. All right, you're not really treating Trump with respect. And what is this, Tesla Cyberheart? Just because Russia invaded doesn't mean they're the aggressor. Oh, okay, that's great. I get it, Tesla. You're a fucking effeminate homosexual, dude. You like when men take control, and that's why you talk like, Ghost, Jesus Christ. And trolley bastard Ghost the Warhawk is going to be crying and screaming when he dies because he will have been, he will have been there with no wars by the time of his death. I just want to keep America safe. You people live in fantasy land, all right? You people live in fantasy land. And by the way, Russia is not in a very good position. And if we let go of our pressure, we're only going to make Russia great again, not America great again, all right?
I'd buy that for a
Not America great again. And by the way, the North Korean troops that were supposed to be some kind of an assistance in the theater of combat for Russia in Ukraine, it's all turning into a complete mess. Did you hear about this? Take a look at this. North Korean troops sent to Russia are gorging on pornography. They're gorging on pornography. So, I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why we would let up our opposition to this invasion of Ukraine by Russia. I don't understand why we would cut this off. All right? I mean, we've got them against the fucking ropes, for Christ's sake. Take a look at their economy. Russia is now locking up its butter as inflation crisis reaches a new height. And you see, take a look at what's happening in Russia, because as I quoted and as I stated at the beginning of the broadcast, a lot of the economic policies that are being advocated by Trump are going to bring this shit. And look at Marshall Bernsey, I farted. Jesus Christ. You see, this is why America is going to be flushed down the goddamn proverbial toilet. This is why right here. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Anyway, inflation so high, they're locking up the butter. All right, it's not like that NC-17 movie with Marlon Brando where he rapes that, get the butter. All right, they're locking it up. All right, they're locking the shit up. That goes to show you their economy is on the ropes. All they have is the wartime economy, man. And we're going to let up right when they're choking, right when they're about to... I mean, good God, you people are weak. And you see, that's what Putin was waiting on. He was waiting on Trump to be elected, and it would represent that the will of America, there is none. There is no will of America. Now, let me tell you, since, and I don't mean to be making a transition from Russia to China, but China is also starting to thumb its nose at Trump over here. China uses Biden Xi summit to warn Trump. And basically, Xi is warning Trump because Trump has advocated that he wants to put a 60% tariff on everything coming out of China. And you see, look, I don't think this is a good idea. I think that the incremental decoupling from China has put China in the economic peril that they're in today. But if you're going to put 60% on every product that comes in to America from China, yeah, fuck you, asshole. If you're going to put a tariff on everything that comes in from China, you're basically forcing China's hand to do something. You see, we're just dicking with them right now. We're utilizing the incremental decoupling, certain tariffs on certain products in an attempt to try to soften the hard stance of China in order for them to come back to the negotiating table. By putting 60% on all tariffs on China, it emboldens China to make a very desperate move on the world stage. And moreover, adding to the inflation argument that I made earlier in the broadcast because of all the economic policies of Trump, this adds even more. This adds even more to the price of goods. All right? This adds even more to the price of goods. So it doesn't look good for America, dude. I'll be honest. It doesn't look good for America. All right, what do we have here? We got, I hate to get political, but Biden wandering off into the jungle rather than off stage was pretty great. It got me thinking that if there was a second building equivalent to the White House that changes each year, just to showcase the beauty of America,
I'd buy that for $1.
we'd also have a visual marker to quickly data presidential speeches. Not just the president's second home, but a proper functioning White House-style administration building. That, or we should build our own Chinese spy balloon, but rather than spying, it does a cool laser show and pumps out some sick beats. Great, thank you, El Foxo. And we've got Mr. Nguyen, stupid GI, love MAGA. Don't you know? I would be best presidency. I would make you leave the VA off your ham-bone scooter to fight me in a noodle shop in Hanoi. I would kick you in the snake pit outside of Hilton. Common GIL, I kill your friend GI, the black man. No win either GI, support Vietnam. VVV streaming tonight at Hanoi State Media. How about Ghost the Hambone lost election? Great. Thank you very much for that sentence fragment. Shit. Thank you, Mr. Nguyen. And then, of course, we have Marshall Bernsey telling us that he passed gas. And then there's the real ghost, not the real ghost, by the way. You ever put a stick of butter in your... Well, I'm not saying that, all right? And then we got Yakass. I'm on the shitter right now. Do you want to hear? All right. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? This is what I have to deal with. This is what nominated Trump for president once again. All right, this is why America... I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen. Anyway, folks, look, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I want to talk about out here, but obviously no one cares. All right? Obviously no one cares, so I'm just going to end the broadcast here. I've already done about 2 hours worth of broadcasting, and I went over the real crucial points of why I believe we're going to see a very, very bad economy and a very bad situation in America. But hey, you know, if you all think that it's going to be a great day in America and it isn't, I want you to think of me. All right? When you're in economic peril, when the country is falling apart, I want you to think of old Ghost over here. All right? Put the PC shot on. Dick Kickham. Hey, warmonger, if you're not going to be the first in line to serve in a war you're advocating for, you should quite frankly shut your bitch ass up. You're coping every day that Trump won my foreign policy, but don't care that the cartels are destroying this country. You would rather pretend to be a slave owner, giving pennies to Mexicans for landscaping and weeding. Stop crying. Admitted Kamala would have been a shit president. I'm not crying. I'm fucking telling you what the reality is of MAGA. All right? I'm telling you what the reality is of MAGA. All you people are doing is coping and seething. You know what I'm saying? You notice that everybody is in opposition.
Buy that for $1.
Everybody that's in opposition to what I'm saying isn't criticizing it. They're just shit talking. They're just shit talking. That's all they can do. That's all they can do. Reduce to sentence fragment shit talking. That's it. Put the PC shot on. What is this? Walmart Bill Cooper. Yo, neocon boomer. Does the worm in your brain...
Buy that for $1.
Does the worm in your brain say drop the bomb? If you're so desperate to die in a nuclear hellfire, set yourself on fire and do the world a favor. Once again, no substance whatsoever. This is what we're going to have to get used to, because there is no substance on MAGA. Why aren't you trying to tell me it's okay? Why aren't you trying to tell me how it's okay that Trump nominating a sex trafficking pedophile as attorney general? Tell me how that's okay. You're not. You're not. You're just turning a blind eye. Remember Pizzagate and all that bullshit? You people are now Pizzagate. All right? The fact that you people are saying it's completely okay for Matt Gaetz and all these other sexual predators to be a part of the cabinet of Trump, then you're saying it's okay for Jeffrey Epstein and Epstein Island. You're saying it's okay to go out and be a sexual predator and have no kind of recourse if you want to be put into a position of power. That's what you all are saying. All right, that's literally what you're saying. Anyway, I don't know why you're so afraid of Russia. They're demographically fucked, same as China. They'll be forever a second-rate power. China's demographics are some of the worst in the world. I get it. I get it, all right? And no, we're not having radio fucking graffiti, dude. All right, get out of my fucking sight. And stop donating. I'm done with this show already, all right? I'm done. Anyway, El Foxo Loco, reminder, anyone who is angry about the U.S. fulfilling their agreements... hold on just a second. Fulfilling their agreements with Ukraine had every chance to complain from 2014 to the end of 2021. No one cared when the U.S., UK, and EU promised to back Ukraine if invaded, and this was mostly to reassure Ukraine as Minsk's agreements left them vulnerable and at a major disadvantage during the larger invasion. Nobody thought Russia was actually going to invade other than Ukraine themselves. Turns out they were right. Now the U.S. has to live up to its expectations. Sorry, FAGs. Well, that's a very interesting point there, El Foxo. Cheers to you. And we've got Matt Gaetz / Mad Thad 2028. Vote for us, and we'll keep the traffic flow. That's disgusting, dude. Give me a break. And here's Yakass. Yeah, stop boring us. Get to radiography. Yeah, fuck you. And Cybersloth. Matt Gaetz was never convicted. Hey, asshole. Go back to the beginning of the broadcast where I explain why he wasn't. Of course, you're an attention deficit disorder autist who probably pays more attention to some 12-year-old two-dimensional Japanese animation character than you do to the shit that's going on around you.
That for $1.
Fucking piece of shit. Hey, what is this? Haywood, the other countries are getting a better trade-off by sending third-world idiots to our country. I don't believe they will fit in our society and will result in a additional drain on our resources. What do you... Hey, Haywood, asshole. 53% of Americans, over 53% of American-born people collected a government entitlement. And guess what? They want more. They want more. All right? So don't give me the shit that, oh, you're going to be a drain on society. Fucking American people are a drain on society. When you have over 53% of American people collecting an entitlement, that is fucking pathetic. That is pathetic. And let me tell you, if you're collecting an entitlement, if you're collecting EBT, if you're collecting any of this fucking goddamn bullshit, I spit on you. I'm not saying haktua, I'm saying hapua. On all you fucking fucking pieces of shit. I'm one of the productive. I'm out here working. My taxes get taken out so I can support these losers. I'm tired of supporting fucking pathetic American ungrateful pieces of shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. If you collect an entitlement, you're a piece of shit. All right? If you collect a goddamn EBT, you're a piece of shit. All right? You're a drain on our society. You're a piece of shit. Jesus Christ. Take the PC shut off. And we got Duke Orville. Russia is now cutting the undersea cables to the internet. Oh, that'll be great. Oh, just imagine these stupid incels when they can't connect to the fucking internet anymore. Oh, my God. Just imagine. Put the PC shot on. Undersea data cable between Germany and Finland broken. Well, there you go. All right, there you go. All you Russian simps, there you go. That's what you get. All right? That's what you fucking get. And what is this? Trolley bastard. Good. Get the fuck out, fatty. I didn't skip your last Rumble rant, you piece of shit. Shut up! Why don't you open your fucking ears, jackass? And what is it? Oh, can't wait to see Ghosts on a suicide watch once Russia peacefully departs from Ukraine. They're not going to peacefully depart, you prick! And look at this. Pookie from 713. We deserve more EBT. Look at this. Look at this. And look at this. Oh, they collect benefits because you don't pay your employees a living wage.
I'd buy that for $1.
Let me tell you something. I can't fucking stand you idiots with this. Oh, I need a living wage. Hey, that's why immigrants are coming out here working hard labor for $5 an hour and are able to earn a living while you people want $25 an hour to basically stand around, look at your fucking phone whenever a customer comes in, you take a product, you ring it up, you put it in a bag, you say, thank you, come again, and you want $25 an hour for that shit. You people are losers, man. All right, you people are fucking losers. And what is this? Jack is okay. Keep molding. We like your energy, filthy Frank. Get to Radio Graffiti. Yeah, fuck all of you, all right? Fuck you people. I mean, I'm over here, I'm shooting pearls at you fucking people, man. But of course, you people don't give a shit, all right? Because you want to know why you don't give a shit? Let me go ahead and get to totally useless news, all right? Let's go to the totally useless news portion of the broadcast. Because we live in a day and age where you effeminate males, and look, I mean, I don't mean to just be picking on Tesla Cyberhard, but most males under the age of 40 literally sound like they've been penetrated for the past 10 years of their lives. They literally sound like they just popped out of the shithole of Greg Louganis. All right? Out of his anus, Greg Louganis. Now we're in a position where we have a domestic violence now epidemic, not on men versus women. Take a look at this. Inside the hidden world of male victims of domestic abuse. Oh, there we are. This is where we are right now. We got women beating the shit out of men because they're dickless, enemy, effeminate fruit bowls with effeminate penises. All right? So there we are. This is where we're at right now in the world today, where now males are so effeminate that they're now getting their asses beat by women. There you go. Jesus Christ. And enemy extremists, I'm not voting for fucking VTuber, you fucking weeb. And Pookie from 713, this country is too rich not to give universal basic income. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. And hey, dipshit, that domestic violence rate has been the same since the 50s. Yeah, right. All right? Yeah, right. Anyway, we deserve fair pay. Hashtag justice for ghetto capitalists. Anyway, this is where we're at right now, all right? We got effeminate fruit bowls that sound like they're currently being penetrated whenever they speak, that are now getting their asses beat by a bunch of women. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. This is the world we live in now, man. This is legitimately the world we live in. It's just horrible. It's a shame. It's pathetic. Is really what it is. It's fucking pathetic.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'm not joking, man. It's fucking pathetic, dude. Put the PC shot on. Vast majority of these immigrants are working the jobs the average American refuses to work. Just take a look at what I see on the construction industry. Thank you very much, Matt. But you see, you try to tell these losers that are living with their fucking mom at 40 years old while they're fanning their nuts to anime and getting their thumbs bruised on video games, they'll tell you otherwise. You know what I mean? They'll tell you otherwise. And Belligerent Brian, look up Aaron Pizzi. All right, that's great. All right. Anubis, dude, if men even raise their voice to their wife, they go to jail. What are you fucking talking about? Just shut up. All right? Let me tell you something. They'll do it to you because you're an autistic spastic case that has a lazy tongue. All right? I mean, you got one of them relaxed brains. Of course, a fucking woman will be like, oh my God, look at this fucking spastic autistic asshole. Let me call the police. But let me tell you, if you were king ding-a-ling like this man over here that's got the magic stick, all right, your chick wouldn't do that. All right, if your chick was out of order, you'd tell her, hey, shut up. Okay, I'm sorry. But no, you people are a bunch of fucking weird-ass spastic autists. You know, you start punching your own head and start crying, and you think that's supposed to give you some kind of leverage or credibility with some woman, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm getting the fuck out of here, all right? I said what I had to say, and I think I made a very good case on why MAGA looks like it's about to destroy the fucking country. The fact that we've got Trump nominating pedophile sex traffickers in Matt Gaetz to being the fucking top law enforcement officer in the Attorney General. It's just beyond me. It's just beyond me. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is America. But this is, like I said, this is tarred America. All right, where everybody's a fucking idiot. As you can see, everybody that was in opposition to me, all of you folks that really have no dog in this fight and that are just looking at this from a third-party perspective, you notice that everybody that is in opposition to what I said here today did not make one point. All right, did not debate one factor. All they did was talk trash. And this is what we're going to be having to put up with. All right, this is what we're going to have to be put up with for 4 years, for Christ's sake. People coping and seething, justifying why it's okay that sexual predators are now going to be appointed as people within the cabinet. I mean, this is a Republican Party that's doing this too. It's the fucking Republican Party that's doing this crap. So anyway, I got to get the fuck out of here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a quick break, probably smoke a little bit, and then I'm going to head into the True Capitalist Radio member chat. And if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio member chat, all you got to do is go to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics and hook it up. We have all these kinds of conversations in the True Capitalist Radio member chat. And as I stated, we're going to be sending off the second trading card to all the True Capitalist Radio members. And if you happen to purchase a $25 membership, I will send you both cards in this round. All right? The first one was yours truly. The second one is the engineer. And we are now in production of the third one as well. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, Empire rises and falls all the time, Ghost. Now it's America's time. And Megamax, don't forget to buy my AI covers. And Belligerent Brian, I just literally told you how you're wrong in domestic violence. Dude, you're quoting some dumb bitch from the 60s. It's 2024, all right? And Anubis, Frank, you have no idea how one-sided domestic violence laws are. Well, it sounds like somebody who has a little bit of experience, all right? Did you have some bitch beat up your hands or something? Is that what you said in court? Anyway, I got to get the hell out of here, all right? like I said, I'm probably going to do a ghost show either tomorrow or Wednesday. The next ghost show is actually going to be the 400th ghost show. So we're going to have to do something special. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. But once again, the 400th ghost show is either going to be tomorrow or Wednesday. But follow me on X or Twitter so you can get the 411 on when the hell I'm going to actually do it. Put the PC shot on. The Ghost Report, all one word, no underscores. The Ghost Report. Follow me on there, and you will be first notified on when I have any of these shows. All right? So anyway, once again, ghost show either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I will be in the True Capitalist Radio member chat here in about a half hour. So if you're a member of the True Capitalist Radio chat, I'll see you in there. We'll be chatting. I'll probably stream the game. By the way, Monday Night Football, it is the Cowboys versus Houston Texans. And even though the Cowboys suck a cock with it this year, it's one of those games where whoever wins, I'm happy, right? It's fucking Texas, baby. It's Texas. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. So cheers to the folks in the True Capitalist Radio chat. And cheers to everybody out there who understands what I'm saying here. And really, look, I just want the best for America. I mean, that's all there is. I don't have some undying loyalty to a cult of personality. I have a loyalty to America. And I want to have America to be the best it can be. Certainly not appointing a bunch of weirdo communists, weirdo sex traffickers, weirdo sex abusers. That's not making America great again, all right? That is not making America great again. But of course, you people are going to try to justify it, right? Y'all are going to try to justify the sex trafficking of Matt Gaetz. You're going to try to justify the rape charge or allegation against Hegswith. That's what you're going to do. But now you're no better than the Democrats. Now you're no better than the Democrats. Remember that. You justifying sex traffickers and sex abusers for cabinet positions makes you no better than the Democrats. Remember that. You're no better than the Democrats by advocating these sick, sexual abusing people into the goddamn presidential cabinet. You understand that? Son of a bitch. And V bought us with a $10 Rumble Rant. Thank you for bringing back TCR. Hey, cheers to V bought us 77, man. Cheers to you, and I appreciate it, man. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you for listening to the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. This is episode 726, Maga's Buyer's Remorse with Epstein cabinet picks. And I think I made a pretty good case on why the hell it doesn't look good for America given the picks that Donald Trump has made. All right? And Anubis said hex for a tie. He's talking about the Monday Night Football game. And we have Jack is okay. Hex that the refs will take the win away from both Texan teams and give it to the Chiefs. Oh, great. All right. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, thanks for a TCR. Thank you, man. And I'm just saying, we have these types of debates all the time in the TCR membership chat. Consider becoming a member. Excuse me. Consider becoming a member. All right? Serious people only, no trolls. And what is this? Like I'm justifying female on domestic abuse? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Belligerent Brian. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in with me. Once again, go show either tomorrow or Wednesday. Until next time, I'm out of here.